back.
Yes, sir.
After a week off, you feel me?
Now, we ain't take the week off just because we want to take the week off. If you from Jersey, you seen what was going on outside.
It got hectic.
It's supposed to get hectic tonight, too, but...
It's actually pretty well. I don't know if you had this in your car, but when I came outside, it was just ice in my car. Like, ice everywhere.
I mean, but it's cold. You know, it was raining.
No, yeah. It was expected. It was just like... I can see why people were saying to stay in the crib. But I don't think it was that deep.
Can't tell a Jersey nigga stay in the crib. We outside.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I was trying to stay inside today, but that ain't happening.
Nah, man. We outside. We always outside. We gonna stay outside.
The outside.
Yeah, man. We gonna stay outside.
Why you say it with conviction?
It's like, nah.
Okay. But yeah, so we back, episode 15. How was your day? How was your week, bro?
You feel me? Fuck corporate and all that good stuff. I ain't gonna get too much details in that, but you already know what it is, man. Oh, we outside, man. Oh, you know, back engineering and shit. Hold on.
That's so fire.
Yeah, hold on. Hello?
You started?
I'm recording right now.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Whole lot of
Alright. Yeah, I'm back engineering again. You know, I'm freelance contracting out of a studio, so you know that's cool. And then also I got my equipment up, so now I could travel cross country and engineer too if I need to. But
we international.
We international, baby. I just need to get my passport.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
You got your passport?
Nah, it's been on my to-do list forever.
I swear to God, bro.
But still haven't gotten to it. But I want to get it done before this summer, because this summer I'm really trying to do Jamaica.
We're at least by September.
Yeah, it's
latest.
Been way too long, so definitely gonna try to get that happening. But even with the IDs now, like our IDs that we have, is like not for real ID purposes. I don't know if you got a new ID
yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ridiculous. I have to look up why that's even a thing.
You went into the DMV the other day, right?
Nah, I was able to do everything online.
Okay, yeah. I remember now. Yeah. Nah, because the only reason why I asked, because when you go to the DMV, they ask you if you got your social on you, get your real ID.
I'm gonna go there and get it, because why you? That's bull.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I think that's supposed to take in place either this October or next year October. Like the whole real ID thing, where you have to have the real ID to travel.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's that.
Okay. But yeah, back in engineering.
Back engineering. I'm not doing no job shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, don't lie to the people now.
You feel me? Nah. All right. For the entrepreneurs that just started now, you feel me? I've been doing this for a couple years now. I'm gonna say this: if you deep into your entrepreneurial lifestyle, whatever the case is, but it's like you ain't make that full transition where you making that 6 figures or whatever the case is. Keep a part-time job, for real.
For sure.
Keep that part-time job. Something that doesn't affect your like full life. Me working that job I was working at before, I just felt like it was just like, yo, you
taking up too much of your time.
Taking too much of my time. Like, I'm working from 9 in the morning to 8 at night. And then the checks wasn't busting for that amount of time I'm working. It's like, nah. Yeah,
you got to make sure you got a job that's, worthwhile, but also not taking up too much of your time to really work on yourself.
Exactly.
So that's key.
Like, the only benefit, I guess, was that I got to network. But I mean, that was only so far.
Like, right, because especially given the environment, you're only gonna meet certain type of people, and they might not have the same vision or work ethic that you might have.
Right.
But also on top of that too, for the entrepreneurs, it's like you also want to have that if you're in that stage to use it as a tool too, because obviously you're not making it. I mean, I don't want to knock anybody hustle. You feel me?
Right.
You get it how you live, but at the same time, you want to have like bread that's always gonna be there.
Right.
Like, you feel me? So it's another thing to look at. But yeah,
especially like how I was doing it, because like, all right, when COVID hit, I was working, but then when it really hit, nobody was working, obviously. So, but that's when I also had that other studio at the time. So it was just like,
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
I ain't working. I'm at the studio. COVID. I don't know what's going
it was
on.
in limbo for a bit.
It was weird, but the crazy part is I made like 30,000-40,000 that year.
That's
so I was just like,
what was I doing?
no job,
Yeah.
nothing. I was just chilling.
Yeah.
But you know, as things started to slow down, people wasn't doing like the scams and the the whole unemployment shit. By the way, I didn't even get that unemployment. I didn't get no unemployment in those years.
Me neither. This whole time y'all was getting lit.
Word.
I ain't getting none of that.
I ain't getting none of that shit. But
man's just working hard.
yeah, like what was I saying?
Yeah, so
Even still, like my whole philosophy is really like, if I'm gonna work a job, I'm gonna work a job that's part time, but that pays enough. You feel me? Like it has to pay. I'm not working minimum wage. To be working part time, it has to pay enough to where I can use my business bread to invest back into my business, and you know, my job bread to take care of my personal life. Cause that was the downfall of me. Like during COVID, when COVID first hit, like I was making bread, but half of that bread I'm using for like personal stuff, and it's like, this is supposed to be business bread. Nah.
So you can't be trying to balance or like manage lifestyle or life
and manage business at the same time. It's
with the same piece that you get.
Exactly. Unless you making, but then even still, if you making that amount of money, you gotta think about like taxes and all that shit.
Right.
So. And different types of expenses. Like when you move up in different tax brackets in business, like it's a lot of shit that you gotta handle, like money wise. So I personally think, like for anybody, for a lot of people, honestly, like if you're gonna do entrepreneurial lifestyle or just run a business in general, make sure you really try not to
overdo it
with like spending money on personal things. Like a lot of people do that. Like,
since you like your own boss, it's like you feel
I'm
empowered.
paying my own. I'm using this money because I worked hard for it. Nah, bro. Because then once them taxes hit, he's like, oh shit, I gotta pay that.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta pay that.
Yeah, that's another thing too that I'm kind of learning through you. Is like when you got your own LLC or you know your own business going, it's like once you get in the loop when it comes to the taxes, it's like that's a lot of bread coming out of your pocket.
Right.
A lot of stuff you got to pay back. So
a lot of stuff you got to pay back because you ain't paying taxes up front. Yeah. Like if you work a regular job, you pay taxes up front. But nah, that whole thing is real different. I mean, you know, it's a learning experience because like this is probably my second year with the LLC. Yeah. Cause I think I got it for my birthday, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, I got it for my birthday, 2020. So, yeah, it's about to be my second year with that shit. So, just understanding that shit. But, like, I've been doing business-esque stuff and entrepreneurial stuff for a couple years now.
Yeah, so you know how it works.
I know how it works, but it's just really trying to understand, like, the real business side of that shit. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm back on that. You know, keep a little part-time just to, you know, take care of the personal bills and all that good stuff. But really just, if you're going to work a part-time, make sure it don't infiltrate or interfere with your personal, your business life.
Yeah, too much. I mean, and everybody knows what's best for them. So just move accordingly. Exactly. You know the type of time that you might need depending on the type of business you got going.
Exactly.
So you got to make sure it's something you're going to have to curate. Like, the money got to match the time that's putting in and the type of work that you're doing and all that shit. All of that matters. So,
when I was at my last position, it was just like, nah, bro. There's no reason why I did 50 plus hours and I'm only getting like a band or something like that.
Nah. That's wild.
We worked that truck company 3 days a week, like 6.
And that was way more. Well, it was more consistent than what you got now. So
yeah, so I made way more bread doing engineering and all that stuff. So I'm rather just do that full time.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes more sense.
I feel like that's more in line with, you know, your purpose.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's sort of, you know, I feel like we got back on track a little bit. You know?
Yeah, nah, for real. And that's gonna elevate this whole year as far as what we're trying to do this whole year and everything. It's just gonna put us in the right place.
Yeah, so that's exciting news for sure. That's exciting news for sure because that's a catalyst right there. So, I guess on my end, nothing necessarily new. I didn't get a new studio or anything, but
chill.
But nah, on that tip though, when it comes to like working and being able to work on yourself at the same time, because that's like a big thing I've been trying to juggle for the past month. But I guess it kind of it's okay in my case. It's like I'm not tripping about the amount of time I'm spending because the money is like pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's now it's like it's at a point where I gotta really stay focused. So I gotta make sure that I'm planning everything out and making sure I do what I gotta do to reach those goals. You feel me? Just it's as simple as that. It's just budgeting and managing your time wisely, kind of thing. Other than that, no. This actually this week was actually the most productive week I could say I've had at the job, because I don't know. It just feels like a different gear. Yeah. Like I just got put into a different gear. Because I could say up until this point, I didn't really feel like I was providing, or like, how do I say this? Like I don't feel like I was giving enough value.
Okay.
You feel me? Yeah. But now I do feel like I'm actually making contributions to the team and stuff like that. So it's cool. And like I told you, I've been learning this new program, making progress on that front. So progress was significant this week too. So that's going well. But to make this less personal, and more generalized, so you can sort of feel me. Yeah. But things are moving well in that area of my life. I feel like also I've been thinking more about where I want to take my career and just in general the direction of my next few years when it comes to like personal work, not necessarily entrepreneurship, because honestly the way I think about careers is like the skills that I want to have for the rest of my life kind of thing, so it's like I don't know, because I really don't expect to be in corporate for my entire life. It's really just for the next 10 years I want to hone as much skills as I can while also working towards my purpose. So I just want to make sure I'm not making bad decisions, but learning a new skill is never a bad decision, especially if it can be practical and utilized in a way beneficial to you, I guess. So I'm not really tripping on that, but I guess we'll talk more about that off air. But it's just, I feel like it's a big deal because you don't want to be working hard towards something that's not really gonna roll over into your next job or your next, sort of endeavor, stuff like that.
Where I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Because like with corporate, like a lot of people, I don't know, like any type of job, you feel me? I take life lessons from and everything, and just take as much. I try to absorb as much from it. Like even the last shit, like you learn about more people skills and sales and stuff like that. Like same thing with you saying, like you taking it and putting it more towards your purpose in the long run. Like I feel like as long as you could pull from it, it has some type of value where you could just expand your mind and everything. So,
and that's one of my, like, I'll never forget, my entrepreneurship professor actually taught me this. It was just some word of advice for our last like few days in class or whatever. He was just saying, I think I told you this before, but he basically said, like, as soon as you graduate, don't really set your sights on being at one place permanently. Try to divvy up your time and make it so that you're learning a new skill every 6 months. So like you could start at one spot, and I know people when you go for interviews and different jobs, they look at your history to see how reliable or I guess consistent you are, but at the same time you worried about you, and that's I feel like that's the least of your worries. You feel me? Like the goal is to make sure you're learning as much as you can. So it's okay to juggle not freaking 5-10 jobs, but you could roll through at least 3. Stay there for 6 to 7 months each job and just learn something new, a different skill, and that'll all compile into what you want to do. And preferably you want them to sort of be in the same space. You don't want to be like a firefighter, then be like a nurse. You feel me?
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to say that you don't want to be, doing all this extra different
Yeah.
shit because if it don't make sense,
it don't make sense.
Yeah.
But if your goal is to be, I'll just use myself for example. Like I want to be good with data and just tech and things along that nature, coding, etc., etc.
It would make sense that you jump from different.
So I could jump from like being in IT for like 6 months to being a database developer to being something else along those lines, but you don't want to jump from that to being like a freaking chef. You got to make sure.
Sometimes you got to veer off to different avenues real quick. Like, see what's
that's cool. That's cool. I mean, but at the same time, it got to be something you're interested in too.
Also, to that too, like maybe that company they wanted to keep you in that one position for that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to keep you in IT. They didn't want you to go to like other parts of the. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, all right, I'm gonna branch off because I want to go try this in this field. So we'll go to a different company. I would explain that if I'm in an interview. Ask me why.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the least of your worries, because if you're just honest with stuff like that, then it's. I mean, if you bullshitting, then you bullshitting. But if you're an honest person, it's really. I feel like it says more about your character when you're honest about something like that and the reasons why you're doing it. You feel me? You want to be able to expand. You want to build more substance for yourself. So that's never a bad thing. It can only propel you. So. But
that's the thing that's wrong with corporate too, though. It's like, how do I explain it? Because like, all right, back then with corporate, you feel me? They relied on people staying around for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's kind of scary seeing somebody that wants to expand because it's like, damn, I don't know if I can control him to stay in this position for like 5 years because he's already asking about growth and expansion.
Yeah. And it's funny because even one of my family members is going through that now, where it's like she's at her job, she's been there for maybe like 5 years. But we be talking and she's just saying like, her goal is not to be in that position forever. You feel me? And there have been openings, but long story short, it's like she gonna tell her boss eventually like, this is not gonna work out forever. Within the next like year or two, I'm gonna either leave or you're gonna give me the opportunity to move up in the company.
You see, and there's a problem right there because it's like now I want to say blackmail, but you're like hanging like that carrot over me real quick, trying to like bait me to stay. Yeah, I had a problem with that. Shit. Even at when I was working at Modell's, like as a management, it was to a point where they kept fishing this assistant manager thing over me. It was like, you're gonna be an assistant manager one day. It's coming up real soon. This is the pay. That's so evil. It's so fucking evil,
That's
bro.
So evil. How dare you?
It's like, you're gonna be. So as soon as I put in like, I want to demote myself.
Yeah.
It was like,
demote?
Why would you want to demote yourself? You're gonna be.
You remember
Nah. Yo, we could move you to next week. We could move you over to Jersey City next week, and you could be assistant manager over there. I was like, nah, I'm about to be out.
That's not what I want. Yeah.
Yeah. Now they have this grudge against you. Either way, though, it's like, all right, if you put in your whatever 2 weeks, I guess. Because it wasn't really 2 weeks. I just demoted myself because I'm not dealing with this shit.
Yeah. I don't want this responsibility. Yeah. It's not worth my time.
So if you take that position that they was dangling over your head, they was like, yeah, we're offering you now. I feel like it's like they either lowball you or they screw you over.
Somehow.
It's
like there's always a game that they're playing. It's never genuine.
It's never genuine because it's like, genuine. People could earn positions, but I feel like it's like, if it's where you gotta like fucking play with them and play their game, it's like, it's nah.
Like, I don't even really want like.
Yeah. Nah. So it's weird. That's how it was at my last shit just now. Like, I was doing the work as a manager, but not getting manager pay. And it was like, y'all keep.
I just posted that today. Yeah, it's crazy.
They keep saying like, yo, you're gonna be a manager soon, bro. You're gonna be a manager soon. It's like,
talk to me like
motherfucker. Where?
Give me the
fucking schedule. You give me the fucking work, but like,
you don't want to pay me.
Yeah.
It's childish. I can't understand these games that they play. And that's another, to your point, that's another thing about that whole world. It's like, I just want to be my own boss. I don't want to have to deal with this. Like, you feel me?
Swear, man.
But I guess that's one thing I could say I'm fortunate about too, because my boss is actually super cool, and he like, you know, whenever we talking, he's encouraging me and the team to make sure that we speak, or you know, we speak up or talk to him about any potential openings or anything that we want to sort of dive deeper into, even if it's a different department in the company. It's like, you know, if it's something that you're passionate about and I could help you get there, tell me. And that I mess with, like, you feel me? That shows that you're a man of character, and it just builds better bonds, better relationships, and better possible opportunities in the future. So I'm fortunate for that, I guess. But that is not how
Most
that is not,
because another thing with that too is like a lot of these companies, like, they don't. All right, it's like finding that good needle out the haystack, whatever you want to say, like whatever fits that metaphor. But like, once you find somebody that's good out of all these bad bunches, it's like, damn, I'm gonna have to keep him right here for right now. And then he really try to like juice and squeeze that shit out of you.
That's often what happens too. That's often what happens. I feel like you experience. Well, we both experienced that a lot.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not so much in the truck spot that we was at, but even still, it's like you could tell we were the best they had in a minute. Yeah. So it's like they didn't want us to go. But that happens. I find that happens a lot too. Even when I was at the airport, it's like, I don't know. They're so happy to have you. It's like they don't want you to move or leave this position because it's so like,
if I
you
grow,
do the job
I'll
properly,
and
exactly. So I definitely feel that 100%. So
that's why I say, like, I mean, shit, if the money there, you feel me, like, you know, do the job, do what it do, but don't let it control your life. Don't take it home. That's why I had to learn, like, shit. I mean, it's a habit at the end of the day. You know, if you got something going on throughout your day, that's part of your day. You want to talk about it when you get to the crib and shit. But like, I really, like, I feel like I improved on that a lot, because I remember when I used to come home from Modell's, talking about shit from Modell's and shit like that, and I'm like, why the fuck am I talking about this shit at home? Like,
it's crazy when you work somewhere. Work really becomes your life.
Yeah,
really becomes your life, because you're spending more than half your day at the job.
Exactly. So I'm gonna talk about that shit.
Yeah,
this motherfucker, yo.
It's crazy when you catch yourself like talking about it. It's like, wow, I'm really that guy.
Yeah. But so like, I definitely had to learn how to, like, in the past couple of years, I definitely had to learn, like, let me just
leave that
compartmentalize, leave that shit there. Like, that's why I don't like I feel like if I'm off the clock, don't call me like about shit.
For sure.
Don't call me about shit. What are we talking about?
To that point, one thing I can say, I feel like when you're in a certain field, when it comes to corporate, depending on the specialty, or you know, or the occupation, it is your life for the most part. Like, cause I know, like, my boss, for example, and many people in the company above me, or even around my position level, it's like, I feel like whenever you're working on salary, you are, it's like a part of your life, so it's ongoing. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like hourly is like, I'm on the clock, I'm off the clock. But
I get what you
salary wise, and depending on the company.
For
example, if I'm a financial manager, and you know, it's stuff happening all the time at different time zones, especially if the company is international. It's like, I could be off work technically from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever. But if
something pop off at 12 midnight,
or if you're working on a big project, it's like, all right, I'm at home till like 8 o'clock working on this, talking with the homies or the team, like trying to get stuff happening. So, and this happens many times. Like, even it be sometimes I'm driving home and I get a text like from the app that we use, and I'm like, I'll just respond. Or sometimes I'll be at home and I got the laptop. That's why a lot of us, you bring the laptop home, and you never know, somebody might be going through something where like they can't access the system on their side, and they might need you to do a quick favor or something like that. You feel me? Just a lot of little stuff like that. Honestly though, if you're in like managerial positions, it's a lot more, because you have to be ready for anything.
Yep.
So it's like you're responsible for a lot more, and you got to be able to, respond and just it's just always on your mind. Like it's a running joke with anybody at the job. It's like even on your vacations, like everybody always tell you try not to think about work, like you know me, because it's your vacation, so really take it. But even my boss, son was out of the country, like we was still on like Zoom meetings, like you feel me, we was still on Zoom meetings every Friday, so it's never really a vacation.
See, but that's the thing though. Like, all right, you feel me? If that's your career and like that's where you want to be for the like next 10+ years, hold it down. Put that effort in. Put that effort in. But if you somebody like me, where I'm thinking about my next business move for the next couple months, I can't do shit like that, bro. I remember working at Modell's, getting them calls at 3 a.m. because so and so called out, or getting pulling up.
Like, yo, who 5 you think I am?
Yeah, like pulling at 5 a.m. because some shit happened at the store, or the alarm went off, or some shit like that.
Mans was what, 20 at this time?
19, yeah, 19, 20, and it's like, yeah, cool, I'm getting paid. I really wasn't getting paid that much either at that time, either, but whatever. But like, I can't imagine myself caring so much about somebody else's company. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. If it's not mine, I can't be putting that type of emotion into it. Like, that's a lot of energy.
But at the same time, though, I'll say this: like, if the job is paying really well, and you could, hold it down for like a year or two, and stack up some bread to where you could probably, take some capital and put it towards your business, like real serious capital, like that's at least good, $10K.
Yeah, that's like good incentive.
Yeah, do that then. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not knocking that. If you find
you have that plan,
right?
You got that plan written out,
right? So. Especially if it's a sort of business where you could. I mean, then you got to talk about the time and stuff like that too. That is taken out, but sometimes the money is worth it if it could, depending on the amount, that number. But that's a good point. If you could save what you got, then by all means. But yeah, so that's how work's been going for me. It was really good. I'm gonna carry that momentum into the next week. Other than that, the week has been like a lot of okay, this is what I was talking to my mom about this too. Yeah, I feel like the past 2 weeks was like life reminding us, like, hey, this can happen to you too. like I swear to God, like that's what it was, bro. It's like, don't forget.
Word.
It's gonna happen to you too.
Word. So I got that dang on it.
So let me hit y'all with a quick story real quick. I ain't about to drag it out, but long story short, it's like just went to go get a haircut or whatever. Switched barbers. I ain't really switched, but you feel me? I got a second barber. You feel me? So
that's still, you sound like a whore.
I know. Damn. I love y'all. But yeah, I'm just coming back from getting the cut. You feel me? I'm feeling good because the cut fresh. Like, you feel me? Different level cut. So, boom, I'm cruising, whatever. And
the fuck
that I know. I was like, what the hell? That night, cops was everywhere, but I'm never really tripping when I'm seeing cops. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, I got my paperwork. What you mean?
Yeah, you talking about, like, ain't nothing there. I don't got no weed. I don't do that no more. Like,
no drugs, no liquor. I'm good. I'm black.
You clean. Right. So I'm driving, cruising, and then I see lights. But it's funny the way it happened because there was a car behind me. Yeah. So I'm like, so he's pulling over too. So I'm like, all right, let me pull over as well. Man stayed there. I was like, no, man, you go. I'm talking about this guy in front of you, me. I'm like, okay, whatever. At this time, I'm like, what could you possibly be pulling me over for? Yeah. Because I know, like, I'm straight. Like, there's no reason why you should be pulling me over.
Confidence, huh?
Confidence. So you know that confidence, right? Nah, knock this guy down a peg. So he pulls up to me. He's like, yeah, you're driving an unregistered vehicle.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, all right, bud. Like,
what the hell are you talking about?
Because here's the deal, right, with my registration. So essentially, you know how they send you that letter when it comes near their expiration date, whatever. Right. So this was annoying, but I renewed it. I remember renewing it, and apparently I never put the renewed registration in my car.
Right.
So I think I left it with a bunch of other mail, and I probably tossed all that mail. So I didn't have it with me. But your car should be registered regardless. So even if they pull you over, they can see that it's registered, and they'll let you go. So he's saying it wasn't registered at all. So I'm like, damn, that's wild. He was like, it could be subject to tow, right? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, all right, let me see your license and your insurance, and then I'll get back to you. Boom. I know people usually get let go for the registration. Like, all right, just drive home, get that taken care of, whatever.
But you was deep, though. You was in South Orange.
I mean, yeah, I was. But hear the rest. So he comes back. He's like, yeah, very nice guy. Like, I really respect this guy. It was a really cool dude, black dude, whatever. He comes back. He's like, yeah, so I was gonna try to let you go, but seeing as though your license is expired as well. Whoa. At that point, that's what I'm like.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what?
This
Like,
nigga out here. Wow.
Like, yo, I'm driving like that. Like, I didn't think I was driving that dirty. You feel me? Like, I'm driving out here mooking. Like, so I'm like, damn. Like, at this point, it's just a lot of head rubbing.
Yo,
like,
right here, bro.
I'm like, yo, I'm out here like that. It's like, it's wild. So I'm on this phone with bro at the same time. All like, this unfolding. Like, yeah, I'm like, honestly, I couldn't even believe it. I had to just take the L. Like, I'm not about to fight this guy because I was telling him like, yeah, man, I just slipped up. It's like, it's nothing I could do. Like, I don't understand how I even let that happen, bro. Because like, that's super random. Like, it's just you're not expecting that.
That's how life be though. Life really be like, yo,
you
check on you, yo.
Hello,
check on you real quick, bro.
Like, I'm
when
like,
the last
what?
time you looked at your license, nigga?
Yeah, it's bro. Nobody looks at their license, b. Like, you're not pulling that. I mean, whenever you use your ID, you're not looking at your expiration date. But whatever. Like, and usually they send you a letter when it's near the expiration date. To my knowledge, that's what I thought. But
now they do, cause I got that shit.
So I ain't never getting it. So you feel me? On that note, it's like I was like, yeah, let me just call my pops because this whip about to be taken. And it was just that from there. I had to do that walk of shame. It's like, that's the worst feeling when you walking away from your whip. You walking away from your shit and you just damn.
Where you gotta do the Spider-Man walk down.
Yeah. Depressing. So that had to drop a nice little 400 piece.
Nice.
Even the way, like, I mean, I guess you gotta make your money, whatever. But even the way they, like, the impound lots hold the car and the
shit, I'm about to buy
the payment structure is
yo,
that's a good business, yo. No cap.
Word.
Hey, we gotta write that down.
Impound lot. I already said parking lot, but that impound lot business,
bro. Because they charge. He was telling me the way they charge. He said they charge by like, what is it, by like the day, by like the calendar day. It was weird though. It's not like this day is this amount. It's like, all right, so it came in today, so this is a day because it was at night. So it came in on this day. That's 75.
Right.
And then throughout the night, that's 75. Into the next day, that's another 75.
And you can't
like
even
that.
argue.
It's like I can't even. I was like, oh, that's how y'all charge. Like,
you can't even argue with them niggas, bro.
Because they got my whip. So
it's like shit. You gonna pay this shit regardless, nigga. What's up?
Whoa.
You ain't getting this shit out.
Oh shit, bro. So
couldn't pull a GTA 5.
Couldn't pull a GTA, bro. And usually I'm really good for getting low off the cops. I'm not gonna lie, but at this point, I mean, I wasn't in a position.
Nah,
to peel
South
off.
Orange, you ain't doing
especially
that
in
shit.
South Orange, and I know the police station was right there.
Block gonna be blocked off real quick.
So it wasn't none of that happening. But yeah, to wrap up the story though, I was thinking I was gonna have to go to DMV, all this extra stuff, but apparently not. Yeah. So yeah, remember how I told you I thought I registered the
Yeah.
It turns out I couldn't, right? So when I tried to renew the registration initially, because when I found out I lost it, the system was telling me I gotta come in. So when I tried to do it online, it was telling me, no, you gotta come in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, but that night when I got pulled over, I went home and I was able to do everything online. So I feel like I was set up. I feel like I was set up personally. But
he was like, we gonna get this nigga.
Yeah, it was just a lot of bullshit happening that day. But yeah, got all that taken care of. Got the car out the next morning, worked from home, all that stuff. So after that,
that was you?
Nah. Was it me? No, that wasn't me at all.
I don't know what the fuck doing.
Damn, I feel like I've been talking for a minute.
Nah, you good.
But yeah, after that, just as when you think things can't get any worse, it was like A couple days later, after the snowstorm, that day of the snowstorm, my mom's car got hit. So it's like, so it's like, damn, you feel me? It's just another thing, and it's just, and even before that, somebody had tapped the bumper too, and like took off a cover piece or whatever for the tow hook cover. So it's just a lot of little knickknacks, stuff like that, and it's like, it can happen to you too, I guess. You feel me? Because I haven't been in any of those sort of incidents in like 3-4 years. My car has never gotten towed before, ever. So,
bro, I remember
just one of those things.
Like, this is why I be on, like, when it comes to cars and driving and all that shit. That's why I be on like 100. I remember this is when I had the Nissan. Feel me? I already knew I was fucking up. Like, feel me? I'm paying $300 for a car note, $500 for insurance. You feel me? Yeah. You feel me? $800 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was 20.
That was like 20. Busted. Like, trying to work 2 jobs and shit. Couldn't do that.
This guy was old.
Anyway, like, you feel me? I got through a year of doing that, unfortunately, but I didn't know anything about registration at that time. You know, I got a car, whatever.
Yeah,
fuck. I'm driving in. So where's Funplex? Is that Livingston? Or whatever town.
Maybe East Hanover, I think.
East Hanover. Yeah. Yep. I'm taking the back roads because I already know I'm driving dirty. I'm like, I don't got no insurance. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm not paying for $100 for no insurance no more.
Yeah.
Taking the back road.
The conviction we had at that age.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm like, yo, I'm wilding right now. I know I'm wilding. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Smoking? Was this?
Not at that time. I was.
But it would have just made the story.
Yeah, like if I was smoking like during that drive, crazy. Yeah. Nah, I was dropping people's off to Funplex when niggas was working at Funplex at the time. Those days. Yeah, so I was driving. Whoop! I'm like, fuck. This gonna be bad.
Yeah, that's a lot right there.
Pulled me over. He's like, yeah, this car isn't registered. I'm like, what you mean? Nah. Pulled out the register. I'm like, yeah. I like that. So it was the same month, but not the same year. So you know what I'm saying?
Damn,
like,
this shit was off by a year, my boy.
Yeah. No. Like, all right. It was registered for a whole year until, like, all right. So say August 2019, and then it's August 2020 right now. Okay. So it expired that month.
Okay.
And it was like the first or second day of that month. Oh. So I'm like. Shit.
What can
I didn't know. Pulled that car. I'm like, I didn't know. Mind you, I'm in East Hanover. East Orange is 20-30 minutes away.
You deep.
Yeah, I'm deep. So he's like, yeah, man, you know, the whole spiel, whatever, license, registration, insurance. I'm like, and that, ironically, he ain't say nothing about the insurance though. So he was like, yeah, you know, we're gonna have to probably tow the car, but where are you heading to right now? I was like, yo, honestly, I'm just trying to pick somebody up and go back to the crib.
Right.
They work at Funplex. I'm just going there and boom, back to the crib. Let me off. Yeah. He's like, yeah. So as soon as you get home, I would advise you not to drive this car. I was like,
thanks. Right. I gotta do what I gotta do.
What I gotta do, man. Yeah. That's it. But like ever since that day, like yeah, I think that day I put that shit in the backyard. Yeah,
because that's nerve wracking. That's the day.
Yeah, that was the day. I was that's like, yeah, this shit going in the garage.
That car never moved, bro.
Word, that car to this day, that car did not move, bro. I mean, that shit got stripped, but that shit did not move. Like
everything makes sense.
That was the day. That was the day.
My boy got steered straight.
Yeah,
he said, nah. Put you right here.
Yeah, because I ain't paying that impound price.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to be risking every day.
Shit. Yeah, fuck that.
Damn.
Nah, so yeah, I never re-registered it because I had to buy fucking more expensive insurance. It was just it was a lot. Yeah, you know.
Sure.
From that point on, I was like, yeah, I gotta be on top of this shit. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like this was a kind of like that scared you straight a little bit.
Yeah.
And this experience right here. Trust me, I set hella reminders and alarms on my phone. I am never getting caught like that again, bro. Because it made me feel very like irresponsible and just like it was annoying because like this not me, like you feel me. So it was just all of that, and you don't want to have to go through those problems because it's an unnecessary amount of bread. Because whenever you have to get into problems with police or courts, or whatever, It's money.
Like
They know how to milk
bread.
you, bro.
They like that bread.
Yeah, like everything is money with them.
Court fees. It's not even no court.
Yeah, like what? Just to park, you gotta pay just to park.
Man.
Like, especially if you go downtown, it's like, nah, I'm not even giving out too much money just for this.
I keep my shit clean. Like, I don't play.
Not happening.
Especially when I hit that cop car with the Amazon.
That sound hella wild. GTA.
Yeah.
So my boy trying to get 2-3 stars.
Yeah,
That was 2 stars immediately. How you do that again?
I ain't even gonna go back into that.
Nah, you don't gotta go back into it.
But I tried to squeeze through with the Amazon
There was a cop in there though, right?
No.
Okay.
No, that's why I did it.
Oh yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
No, but they usually let niggas drive through that shit. So I wasn't tripping, but I smacked it a little bit. Love tapped it. Cop flagged me down. Like, you just hit a cop? I'm like, there wasn't no cop in that car.
Yeah, you not a cop. You not a cop.
Nigga hit me with tickets. He was like, like 6 tickets. I'm like, damn. I still gotta finish this shift though.
Word. They be handing them shit like Uno cards. He hit you with a draw 4.
Draw 4 on my ass. I'm like, damn, with a 2 on top. Color blue. Nigga talking about but when I pulled up to the court for that shit was funny as hell. I was talking to the prosecutor and they was saying like I hit a cop and everything. I'm like, yo, y'all lying,
blowing this out of proportion.
I ain't no cop.
Yeah,
trust me, I
hit
ain't
a
no
cop.
cop. Yeah,
that's facts. They really tried it.
I was like, y'all gonna have to drop that shit right now.
They really tried it.
I ain't hit no cop. It wasn't no cop in a car. It wasn't no cop on that block. Trust me, I ain't hit no cop.
That's evil. You know this. It's probably the cop that reported that too. Like
that shit was in Nutley, bro. Yeah, that shit wasn't. Yo, to this day, I do not drive through Nutley without what?
No, you good. I'm just letting you know.
Nah, to this day, I do not drive through Nutley. Like, if there's a reason why I have to be in Nutley, it better be a good ass reason because I'm not driving to that bitch at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard a lot about Nutley too.
That shit is a racist ass town,
yeah,
bro.
when I was getting my cut, bro was telling me like he was trying to get a spot over there or whatever. Yeah. And he was just saying how, I believe this was a spot if I'm not wrong, but he was just saying how like, basically when he tried to get a deposit or like a quote from them or something like that, they was telling him, don't remember that story exactly, but basically he couldn't get like even a chance to get the spot. Or they were saying like, they were saying like his credit or something wasn't good enough.
Right.
But when he went to another spot for that was even more expensive, they was like, yeah, you can get a spot here, but you just don't have enough something or another. But the point is,
Nutley
you feel me? Bro. Yeah, he was able to get a spot for the same or more money somewhere else, but not there. And they was just trying to avoid the black people.
So. Oh, for sure. Nutley, my grandmother worked there for years, bro. I remember taking a bus from hella racist shit used to happen out there, bro. It's still probably doing. Like, I do not fuck with Nutley, bro.
Yeah, I don't remember ever being in that town.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
I don't even feel like it's nothing over there.
Nothing over there. Fucking nut ass town. Nutley. What type of name is Nutley?
Word.
Shit, man. But
about to fight the mayor.
Nah, what was crazy though, when I went to the court though, the judge was black.
That's why.
I was like,
you're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Nah, but he let me off though, so I'm
good.
Word.
Let's not even. Yeah, let's not take that for granted.
Nah, he let me off though, so
let's not take that for granted.
Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, man, good episode right there, man.
Yeah, past 2 weeks have been very eventful.
Word.
Very eventful.
I mean, this year about to be lit, you know.
Litty.
222, 2222, all that good shit.
Word. That's a fact. I'm excited for this year.
Yeah.
Got a lot coming. Excited for the journey too. Like, that's what I be trying to remind myself to do. Enjoy the journey, the process, because that's where you learn all the experiences and make sure you make it do what it do.
Right.
But any last words? Any last words of knowledge?
Words
of wisdom for the people?
You gotta chop it up with LL Cool J. I don't know why the fuck that just came in my head. I feel like I gotta chop it up with LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, if you seeing this, come vibe with your boys.
Word. You gotta bless me with a Kango hat, you know. All that good
tough.
Shit,
that's tough.
Probably work out with that nigga.
Hey, that's another vibe.
Yeah.
We should do but that wouldn't really be a pod. That would just be a video in the gym. I was gonna say gym podcast. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh, that'd be tough.
That would be tough.
Yeah,
but I feel like
tough.
it would also just be a vlog.
Yeah, yeah, technically.
But it's still a vibe. We should definitely do that.
Like on some side talk shit.
Yeah.
Like, mic'd up,
Mic'd up type shit. Yeah.
Word.
Okay.
Nah, that sound cool.
That's happening, guys. That's happening.
Word. Cause we already got the cooking shit coming soon.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be fun too. Forgot about that one. Not gonna lie.
Just got to get the B&B. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We said last words.
Words of wisdom for the people. Then.
What's today? Now I gotta say that for next week. I was gonna say make sure y'all get y'all pussy whack. I mean, bleep that out.
Damn.
Get y'all poom poom wax out.
Clean up that.
Clean it up. Make sure your man get manscaped and all that good thing for the
I'm
Valentine.
about to cop one too.
That shit lit.
Yeah, you got
I
one.
need a sponsor. I have one here. It broke.
Damn, I'm on a cop though.
Yeah.
I need that purse too. Okay, shit.
Yeah, word. You feel me? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this again next week. But you know, for me, stay fresh, stay clean. You know what I'm saying? And Jersey, who the weatherman? Because I need to talk to him real quick. Cause this nigga be lying, talking about snowstorm. Man, I don't trust no weatherman.
Word, no weatherman for real. That's a fact.
That's
I feel like that should be a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I don't trust no weatherman at all. Y'all niggas be lying, like shit. The only nigga I trust is the nigga that did the what was it, Ida? The recent hurricane that we had.
Here for here?
Yeah. I think it was Ida or some shit.
I know the name. I don't remember though.